Yo. Alright. Alright, so I use the mic for a while until the computer start fuck itself, and I mean let me turn it off back. Kinda explain what I do or whatever. So what I do with the kick is I take out all of the click out of the top end because I don't really need him, just want the body. You know what I mean? So that's without the EQ. You know what I mean? You know, just lose some of the click but to get the body back in it. So that's what I do with that. What I do with the clap is one of the clap them I take out all of well, both of them I take out the bass, but the other one I boost it and I also spread it out a little bit. So snare. Alright, so the snare have like a pop to it, a nice like a click. I don't really want to lose none of that. But I have a preset I'm use. Wherein it do kind of enhance that, so I have to find a way to bring that back a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is SSL EQ mono load. And I guess snare presence. And I mean, so let me say to enhance the click. So I'm gonna do to counter that is go back to waves, multi-effects. And this time I use the F6, which is a multi-band compressor. Mono as well. And for counter the click, what I'm gonna do is dial in like the brighter frequency, we'll drop it and we'll set the threshold to -25, range -4, and then widen out the Q a little bit so capture a lot of the brighter frequency. Them attack, want it fast, release a little bit more on the slower side. So like that's it with the processing, and without it you have this. Now I mean it's just brighter, you know, it will fuck with the ears, it's a lot of resonance in it. Now I mean it's a lot more control, so back with the track. So a lot louder, but a lot more under control. All right. Alright, so I'm missing bass. Okay. Alright, so the bass for the track, a little bit on the lower side, would I say. When I really say low, the track itself low, but that's because it's just mixing. I want this thing to stay up on top, so I'm gonna detach it. Yeah, so what I'm just do is just make sure I say that now I'm gonna say even if I click now when I start bring up any type of menu, the meter now gonna disappear. Alright, so let me say more the bass a little bit more brighter. Let me let up my data 1 second. So what I'm gonna do with the bass is distort it a little bit, but more also saturate it a little bit same way. So first, EQ it. Let's move this out of the way. Bring that over here. So firstly, filter anything below 30 and we'll cut back some of the high end same way. The distortion I'm gonna use is the head crusher. Actually, I'm gonna use decapitator from Soundcloud. I'll take the tone, I will switch it a little bit to dark. Drive will put it up to 2. But notice when I up the drive, the output automatically come down. So me adjust that myself. So let's see what that sound like. So without the decapitator, I mean just a little bit thin, but still a little fat. So like me say, I'll use some saturation the same way. So I'll go saturation with a up and up. Normally I would probably use a plugin called Menace or Punish, but I'm not gonna use that. I'm gonna use the Fab Filter Saturn, Dynamics, no harmonics. And what I'm gonna do is just solo out the bass, send the signal, the dry signal to the Saturn bus and crank up it signal. So till I go through the preset and I find one I like and then we scale it back. So I'll go best of drums and then let's see. See if we can find another like. Okay, so I like that because at the top end you have some grit to it. So more use that. Also, and this does seem crazy, but more send the bass to a reverb. Like that. Alright, cool. So let me say, we'll dial it back. We just do that for right now because I want it stand out a little bit. So increase the drive. Output. But turn down the mix. Alright. So the saturated signal kind of sound a little bit too dominant, so all after that just scale back the mix. Alright, cool. So back with the track. And then because the bass signal is mono, of course, we'll just twist this to the right, make the signal mono completely. We'll also do this right here song to the right. All right. Then lastly, I add a compressor, Pro C2, and for this, pretty much just I'll use it as a side chain. So I'll side chain the kick to the bass so we can get the kick room for play and then make the bass come in later. So side chain it to the drums, and we have this. But like how it a play, I don't really want it for, if you can see it, I lower the bass all the way, you know what I mean, when the kick plays. I don't really want it to do that, so I'll just adjust it to go minus 12.6. Actually, 12.6. All right, so that's cool. A little bit of halfway, that's fine by me. If anything we need to fine tune anything, we do that later on. So that sounds good. All right, so this next sound is a lead, so that can kind of wait. Let's move on to the chant. All right, and all that is the little hi-hat with the chick as a high, so EQ, and this is gonna be really easy. Shelf the top forget more of the vocals, and then we do low cut the bottom so I can get rid of any unnecessary mud. Then I'll send that to the reverb to make it more ambient. A little bit more than that, and then a little bit more of a cut. And then if we play it and too in the track, then we can always add saturation to it and bring it out. Alright, so that's cool. I like the level. I know I don't have to adjust it once I start add more instruments around, because that's a part of the track I really want to play and come through. So that's cool for right now though. Alright, so I come to the point now where I have percussion and all of that I play. Alright, so what we're gonna do with that is reverb, ambience, of course, and the EQ them same way. Pretty much EQ everything, me, because I like just reassure, say, the lower end I have nothing aside from bass. I like cut and boost, especially if the signal no need bass or whatever, the mud, I just cut it out. I mean, and that just help it just stand out even that much more. So on to the next song. So we have a shaker, right? So just like I said, we don't cut same way, pretty much do the same type of EQ curve. I'm just do to the other sound. This because it's more of a like a hi-hat type of sound. You can get a little bit more. Send it to the saturation bus same way and get a little bit of that. Alright, so let's crank that back a little bit. Add some reverb. And so the reason why I have them green tracks in the middle is because I separate all of my instruments by pretty much like category. So I have all of my percussion I go one place. So the good thing about that is because I have them separated, right? If I just hear all the reverb, what I add to the sound, to the signal sound, all I have to do is mute the bus or the group. So if I mute the percussion group, then we can just hear the reverb by itself or upon the shaker. You know what I mean? Top man, why pre, brother? Okay, so something I did supposed to do to the shaker in at the beginning, not sure why I never do it, was pan it left and right. So the first two go left and then the second two go right. And then the last two, I might left them with them there, but I'm not sure it. So let's do the panning right now. Oh, I actually do it. Just never send them fully left, fully right. So that's fine. I think we did forget. So back to the mix. And me, typically, I'm not really mixing in no specific order. I'm like just go from left to right. I'm not really mix nothing before nothing. Anything will come up next is just when we mix. So keep going. We have another percussion. And so this one sound like a one name. So I'm going to add some reverb. Also, they'll bring in a delay. Finally, we'll use the Slate Digital repeater. The reason I use the repeater is because it have a unique function, and we can actually spread the delay. All right, hold on. Fucking eye lock. For the time being, you just use something else. Eye lock, for whatever reason, I fuck itself. So go back a Soundcloud delay, Echo Boy. So I know the problem. Never really want to do that right now because that's kind of irritating. So Windows Administrator Tools and Services. I'm not sure why they fucking repeater. The fuck. So PS license, right click, properties, startup type, automatic. I'm gonna know make the thing now stick. So apply and start. Alright, cool. Okay, close that. So now if I try and load the repeater, supposed to load. So replace sound ties, delay, repeater. Yeah, something I need to look into. I don't know make that happen all of a sudden. So let's go. And delete the echo boy. And set up the delay upon the sound, yeah. Alright, so what I want is like a ping pong delay. I want a long, so I want it ping pong just all the way through, but just want it low. You know what I mean? So just exactly like that. So let me see something. Alright, so back into the track. You know what I mean? Love the effect right I give off, so that's cool. I do a high pass, I don't really want too much of the bass, just like me say, I don't really need bass and nothing at all aside from the bass, so I'll do that. Next sound is a lead, I believe. Expand. Yep, is a lead, so we don't need to mix that right. Now that can wait. But then we have this arpeggiator from Nexus, which is very ambient. The sound itself have reverb on it, so I'll turn that off. And then we do go in at the EQ now and we'll kind of filter the sound a little bit. So let's go stock EQ. And this is my second favorite EQ next to the Fab Filter EQ. The reason I use it so much is because in a FL Studio, it uses a lot less CPU than the Fab Filter EQ. So if I use the Fab Filter EQ on every channel, then would I eventually just start run out of CPU power because FL Studio a fucker like that. But that's just how it go. So like I said, we'll filter out the signal. We'll make it a little bit darker, but we don't want to make it too dark, if you understand that. But at the same time, we'll also spread the signal, so we'll make it a little bit wider and stock plugins sound feel. Really wish the plugin I did available outside of FL Studio for real. Is a really, really good plugin for what I use it for anyway. So let's go effects, delay. So if you listen to the signal now, it's as if it split up the signal on one side I play up on one side and something else I play up on the other, but I want it more central. So if I turn it off, sound more in the middle, but when I turn it on, the sound more out on the outside. It's a lot bigger. And that's exactly what I go for. So let's bring the EQ underneath that. All right, that's cool. So back with the track. Okay. Yeah, and if at the same time, you can kind of pay attention to the meter in the top right-hand corner. The reason I have it up is because I watch my levels, you know what I mean? When I mix, I like go above -6. If I have to go above -6, -4 is the maximum. I always want to leave at least about 3 or 4 dB of headroom. So right now we're around -7, -6. So we are closing upon the target. So if anything, we might have to lower down some of the instruments. All right, cool. So this thing right here is a chant, or maternity in a chant anyway. It's a Rygin King acapella when I download, the acapella for Treason. So what we need to do is we need to kind of clean it up a little bit. So there's ways to do that. The most extreme way we can think about is to use the Isotope RX noise remover or whatever the fuck the plugin one name. But it introduced lag and delay, you know what I mean? So it's like me press play and then everything start play like 3 seconds later. So for right now, I'm not gonna do that for the video. I'll just EQ it to clean up some of the signal, add some reverb and some delay. Because it's pretty much a part of the track, to be honest. So I'm gonna try and mix that in at the rhythm. So I got EQ, reverb, EQ. Or come up to about 130, 140, bring down the highs a little bit. And the signal itself, I have to make sure we keep it low because as you can see, it's very, very loud. So add some reverb to it. So let's go back out a little bit. Right there, so. All right, so as you can see, I have a little bit of delay in at the front. So the way around that is make sure you have click your magnet, make sure you have the set the line. Come up to the scroll bar, zoom in all the way. I mean, all the way till I can't zoom no more. And then you just grab one end of the sample and shift it. Or you don't even have to grab the end, just grab the sample itself and shift it. So when you zoom in all the way and you're up on line, what that allows you to do now is to move really, really small, you know what I mean? And that's exactly what I'm kind of go for. So you can either do that and make sure say you have your tools up here. So if you use 20 or 12, make sure say you don't have neither one of them, zero cross or stretch, ticked or not like that. So we can edit the sample ourselves. So what I'm gonna do is move it over a little bit to where this big blob there. You know what I mean? That's when voice really get prominent. So we'll listen to it now. You know what I mean? And that's feel good. So the reason I said don't have this set to stretch up at the top is because if you have it set to stretch and you try move it, it'll just resize the sample and we don't want that. So put that back there so then drag the sample back across right here. So and then for this part here, I believe we can resize it from the left. So yep, we don't do that. But because I don't want the first part play like that, what I do is Control D, get rid of that. I'll create a automation clip for the whole like a section there where the sound plays. So what I'm gonna do is highlight the section where it play. So we have this whole like a portion right there. So right click on the sound and make sure so you get set on a level. Your level have a set and you mean comfortable with the volume where you have it. So right now it's a little bit too loud. All right, that's fine. So what I'm gonna do is now right click on that, create automation clip. And it'll create an automation clip the exact length of the portion where you select, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm say make sure so you have just that portion selected. So what I'm gonna do now is because the signal start about right here, so the right click on the first point, click copy, drag it down for turn on the volume, then right click here so and press paste, and then we'll make the volume fade in. You know what I mean? And then we'll make it fade out as well. So we'll just go eat a little bit of a curve on the fade out. So now we have the signal like this. You know what I mean? Which is perfectly fine. Another thing I'm going to do now is I'm bring across the Fruity limiter. Reasons because I want to compress this a little bit to kind of get this a little bit even more under control. So set the threshold. All right, so you see the signal is very, very loud. So we don't want to compress it too much. We want the attack a little bit slow and we want a long release. Knee can go with a hard knee ratio. About 3:1 is fine. All right. And then what we'll do now is just go down with the threshold. So let's keep lowering it till we start getting some compression. All right, cool. what we can do now is the volume itself, the gain. We'll turn down that. All right, cool. So I already have some reverb on it. So now I'll add some delay upon it. I'll use the same ping pong delay what we used on the sound effect earlier. Or increase the send level so you can hear it a couple times after the sound play. Listen. Know what I mean? Simple. And like I say, it's not the cleanest signal in the world, because I get it a little bit cleaner than that, but for the sake of YouTube and how I know my computer stay, me just load for right now. Me do more processing offline. So we got that done. Moving on. Sing J, why pray, brother, why pray? So, want it at every one of these, so I'll put it here so too, same way, and we'll put it here so, same way. Chorus, same exact way, you know what I mean? So it play, but it space out. What I'm gonna do now is, we have the lead, so them three sound here, a three lead, them that we don't really need to focus on until we reach now the chorus, so just mix everything else. So I have a bunch of different transition and effects and all them things, the inner the verse, and then we have the hi-hat. So what I'm gonna do with the hi-hats is, I'm coming in here, so. Alright, so I'll solo out that section right, that's because I only have the hi-hat to play as of for right now anyway. So what I'm gonna do is we need EQ this. So I'm gonna start with this as a foundation. I'll cut everything all the way up and boost this. Cool. Bring up the volume. Add some reverb. Yes, reverb. Add some delay. This is pretty much more for some background type of thing. Then, upon the signal itself, I have a plugin from a company called Don't Crack. Don't Crack. What the fuck? Alright, so I can't find it. So, P&M, Harmonics, British. So I'm gonna do that first, then I'll add a chorus to the hi-hat. Yes, a chorus. So I got mod pack choral. And then the reason why is just to get a different sound, you know what I mean? Anybody can add some hi-hats to a rhythm, but just want to get a different tone, a different setting. So I got factory presets. We'll go clean amp, but without mix this, you know what I mean? We're not going to just left it as it is because it don't load. I mean, so see the difference what it kind of make already, so. Then, what I don't know is put the chorus on it. Cool. So what I'm gonna do now is use this and get like a mixer or bring back some of the dry signal to the hi-hat. And we'll turn up the signal on the output. Now what I'll do is bring back another EQ because we bring in a little bit too much bass. And simply just do a low cut and get rid of all of them low artifacts that we're adding ourselves. Back with the track. I mean, so instead of sound like this, it's just boring, and I mean, to me anyway, it's boring. Can get a much better and more consistent tone out of it. Cool. So we have one I seem to play a little bit too high, so let me check and see what the problem with that. So velocity, I believe that's these. So for whatever reason, I don't know make them play so loud. Okay, me know, matter of fact. So let's bring them down. Let's bring these up. And then adjust the delay, just add that, not the delay, but that reverb, just add that space filler, that nice gap. So on to the effects. To be honest, I'm not sure of the name, but them are gonna confuse me a fuck right now. So let's go across here. So bring them up. All right, so we have a chant in the first part. So just like we do with the Rygin King, with the vocal thing, you can see this kind of fade in. So let's bring this across and see. So let's listen and see. All right, cool. So just like the Rygin King, EQ, you don't really need nothing bass wide or bass wise outside. So right click, preset, reverb. And it's a simple preset. All I'm gonna do is just boost the high and cut the low. Literally. I'll add some reverb for ambience, of course. I mean, I will lower the signal itself or turn on the sound itself. Add a little bit of the delay, not a lot, just a little bit. Right, so we'll go in with the edit this signal. All right, not so much edit, but just turn it down. Let me say, it's all about ambience in the track, so. Then we have another one right there, so which is more of a transition. So let's zoom. This is the transition at the peak right there, so we need to figure out which part it fit best. All right, so right there, so right way crossover, or just scale this back. Right there, so perfect. So because the signal is bright, we don't EQ this differently. So we'll do a shelf, cut out some of them highs, we'll get rid of a little bit of right there, so like a little dip. Also do a low cut. Bring that back to the top, come cross. Switch this to the smaller one and come across. You know what I mean? So it's a lot easier on your ears, and that's pretty much all I go for. Add some reverb to it, even more reverb to it, because I already have reverb on it. Zoom out. Let's bring the knife, F3, get the knife. If you want, right click and just cut off, make everything disappear after this. So kind of pretty much just trim up the file them now, get them for kind of get a little bit cleaner. So we have one more effect for mix, or two more effects for mix, and then we can jump right into the chorus. Perfect. So I have another transition right there, so pretty much the same thing. Drop the volume, EQ it. What I'm gonna do first is a straight parametric EQ, and then I'll bring back the F6 and do a dynamic EQ to it, because they have a lot of moving parts. So you don't really want to do something more stagnant. You want to just kind of control the dynamics. All right, cool. So let's go waves, or matter of fact, we'll go fab filter, stereo, dynamics, dynamic, multiband. All right, so what we'll do is we'll loop this portion right here, so we can process this signal. And what we want to do is really just bring it under control, because like I said, we have a lot of moving parts in the signal, so just look on the loudest peaks, and them they are the parts we really want to control. So let's start one, so another one, two. So 1, 2, just can bring this across a little bit. Let's do another one, 3, and 4. So for right now, range-wise, we'll put them all at 0, because we don't really want them to do nothing. We just really just we'll dial in our own settings. 6 dB right now is a little bit too drastic. So I'll click on the first one, and we'll click range and 0 it out the same way. So let's start with the first part. So the good thing about the fab filter thing is you can solo out the section them. You know what I mean? So if I only want to hear that the part there, or if I want to hear the whole signal, then we can do that. So like I said, the 3 loudest part are all the way up here. So we'll kind of have to tighten up the curve. You know what I mean? And we'll put this to linear. Right now we have it in a dynamic phase. Linear, pretty much all that though is, if we bring down the range, right, you see how the shelf look, if we put this to linear, it make it more equal, more of a blended signal. So let me show you my talk with this a lot better. So if we switch it back to dynamic phase, and we'll come to the second one and we'll bring down the range. Notice it not equal, it a little bit lopsided. So if we switch it to linear phase now, we get a much more even signal, you know what I mean? And that's exactly what we kind of go for. So that's why we'll switch that back to that. Let's go back to the first one now and do the little processing. So I think minus 1.6 dB is pretty good. Attack will do pretty fast and pretty fast release. So once we set the threshold now, you see it signal like it attack really, really quick. You know what I mean? We don't want it to stay down like that. We want to see some movement. We want it to attack it and I release it. We don't really want it just attack it and let it go. You know what I mean? So yeah, so something like that. I like how that are going right there. So we'll bring across this now. So we have the next region where we can say pretty much about this. So I'm going to do is the same thing. We'll come back, range will go about -1.5, something close to that. Threshold will do the same thing. So fast attack, fast release. Yeah, and like I said, I want to see some movement in between the compressor, the band. So so that's good for the third one. We'll do the same thing. This time we'll do a little bit of a slow attack because this is not as bright as the other two frequency them, so we don't really need no fast attack, but we still keep a fast release. Range, we'll set this to -2. Minus, not plus. Cool. So if we listen back now, like if we take it off, signal a little bit more clean, and that's exactly what I want. Add some reverb, more reverb. Most of them sound I use already have reverb, so just really just add more. Turn it down. Then we have this last sound now. We start head towards the chorus. So let's come here. All right, so for this, what I'm gonna do is EQ. So first we'll bring in the same regular EQ FL Studio, and we'll use gross beats to get this, to get a effect out of the signal. So presets, right click, and then we'll all go to momentary, and we'll all go gate, or go speed up gate, and we'll all use I'm not sure if we'll all use a pattern yet, but for right now we'll just use the gate. So this is how the signal sound like. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure if I want to keep that. All right, so let's bring this back here. So let's double click and stretch it out and listen to the effect. First, let's EQ it, so get rid of some of the bass. And or shelf the top to get rid of some of the brightness. Let's try slow down gate. All right, cool. Reverb, delay. Also, in between that, we'll add a flanger. So let's go Native Instruments, Mod Pack, Flare. I mean, turn up Bobby at time, yes, brother. For real, man, I'm hot. Maybe I'm come from to man, so I love see it, brother, for real. All right, cool. So what the flanger do is it tame off a little bit of them harsh, like an edge the way, and I hear it smooth them out, so you're not really fuck with the ears as much as them probably would. And then lastly, after that, we do add the stereo shaper and spread the signal to make it a little bit wider. And then we can move into the chorus where we have about 4 different things to mix. Simply though. So let's go delay. Cool, let's turn this back. All right, cool. So with everything else, and what we'll do is we'll cut off everything, and we'll make Rygin bring in the chorus. So we'll cut off all of this. So we'll come back to here, so. Or actually, right, so we'll do like a drop for bringing in the chorus with the vocals. Or the acapella from Rygin King. I'm gonna bring this across a little bit. Now we can bring in the leads. so we work on the first part. Once we do the first part, then we have one instrument left after that. So the first lead is from Spire, so can bring down them. Alright, so we have it on this channel named Synths. We don't add waves. Let's go. Shep's parallel particles, stereo. And the reason why I use it is because of this ear thing. Or I'll put that to 10. Or fuck it, 14. That's fine. As you can hear, it already have reverb on it. Don't have to turn it off, but I am going to turn it off. Because I never really like plugins or have reverb on it already. I like process the signal by itself and then me will decide how much reverb I want. So let's turn that off. It as well have the delay. The delay is fine because a lot of times some of these plugins, them have delay where you can't really easily recreate outside of the plugin. So I'm not gonna really waste time to try to recreate a delay when we can just work around it. You know what I mean? So we have that set up. So let's go into stock plugins. Let's go EQ. And like I said, this is a lead, so we don't really need nothing too much lower frequency. So I'll do a shelf and boost, and then do a curve and roll off. Add back our own reverb. And we can also do, but I'm not going to do it. Because we have three of these, we kind of have to figure out which one we want straight down the center and which two we want pan a little bit more left and a little bit more right. All right, so this is pretty much a square lead. So same treatment, EQ, reverb. This time do add a plugin from FL Studio called Flangos or Flangos. It's a flanger. Default preset is fine. We just need to EQ the signal that got into it. So that's what I don't know. Just maximize what? No, we don't need to maximize that. Let's right click. Let's go preset, reverb, EQ, reset the 6 band, make them a smaller. All right, so if I listen to it without the flanger, what the flanger do pretty much is just smooth out the signal, make it a lot smoother, a lot cleaner. So what we do now is just turn it down a little bit and we'll pan it 20% to the left. And then the other signal from hypersonic will pan that 20% to the right. Because we don't want all of the leads them a clash down the middle, you know what I mean? We want them spread out and have them own lifeline pretty much. So let's bring back them here. Let's turn up the reverb. So if you listen to it with the other lead, you know what I mean? It's very subtle, it's very faint, but that's exactly what we want because it's not the most dominant lead. It's not the one we want to hear the most. It's just I wouldn't say appetizer, it's more of a filler. It's just there to take up some empty space. So if we put the next lead from hypersonic in now, pretty much, as you can hear, the same exact type of thing. It's not nothing what really dominant. It's just something very subtle and just did it to take up space. So don't do the same exact thing. EQ it pretty much the same exact way. If you look on the tree EQ, you can see say they might have a little bit of differences because of different signals, but them all have the same end game. Them have the same look to the EQ. So the three of them together. And then this is the bus for them right here. So I have the synths. So what I can do is go plugins, black box. And then with the black box, what I can do is go presets and go to mix bus 2. Crank up the saturation, crank up the ear. I can hear how it sounds darker without it. And then with it, it sounds brighter. So in the track now, and at the same time, when I step on nothing else, you can hear the clap, the snare. You can even hear the little vocal thing from Rygin in the box same way. So everything have them own room, everything have them own space. And at the same time, if you look on the meter, I'm still not even really a catch -6 yet. I'm the right at -7. All right, so there is something in the track I'm not sure if more use or not, and that is this Arabic vocal I want to add in when they're done. I'm not sure if more I use it to be completely like 100% honest. I'm not sure if more use it or not. But I'll EQ it. The thing is with this GM. I'm not sure. That's my. I'm not sure if I'll use it or not. So let's go stock. Let's go EQ, FabFilter, or the parametric. Let's right click, reverb EQ, and let's see. Let's add isotope vocal synth 2. Where is this thing? Isotope vocal synth 2. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it 100%, so just we see how it turn out. So if I turn off the chant and just listen to the effects. I'm not sure if I might use it that way, I'm not sure. But as I can see, the isotope thing take up a lot of fucking processing power. So we turn it off right now. Like I said, I don't know. I might use it, might not use it. Me lower it that way there for right now. Turn up my fucking producer tag. Add some reverb to it, some delay to it, and I don't know. We figure it out. That's pretty much the whole track. There's nothing else left for mix. Everything else are just like mix bus processing and all them things. The small things, no, nothing more that I can do over the internet, because the computer that definitely start fuck itself. So I'll play it back from the top and you see. Alright, so I need to turn up the tag too low. Look a bit more. want it present. Matter of fact, let's find the Mag EQ. Let's get some ear. Cool. Let's go to the intro. And that should be it. You know what I mean? That should be the whole mix. I think I left out nothing at all. That's everything covered, I believe. You know, any question, feel free to ask. I just make the rhythm play, you know what I mean? And just focus on the comments or whatever. So anything you want to ask, you know what I mean, just feel free to drop it right now in the chat, you know what I mean? I will just make the rhythm play while I just answer some question or whatever. So, front it up. Alright, people, yeah, bros. Now, I cut it here, so you know what I mean? I do another one, another live stream, a preview, and I do another live stream, just for showing what to expect. So we got downloads, uTorrent, cinematics or cymatics, whatever. So them have some loops, right? Them have some. You know what I mean? So I don't work out at some loops or whatever. Remember somebody did ask me if I do a video if I produce for a squash. You know what I mean? 6 free, the 6 bars. Like I say, Mobay thing, and Mobay I come from, Mobay the youth come from, Afri-Rep. So, I'll do that live in a live stream video. So look forward to that or look out for that. You know what I mean? So probably 30-minute time, check back for the live stream and get the thumbnail for the video and everything set up and get the session set up and all of them things. They probably finish this and bounce it out or whatever. But you know what I mean? It's your boy Itz-Beez-Da TrackStar. Until next time, stay producing. Boom!